metabolize fiber. 5 things that fiber could do for you that I'm going to unpack is going to be that it helps us manage our weight. It also helps remove excess hormones such as estrogen, cholesterol, potential carcinogens out of the body. It promotes a healthy gut microbiome, which is so important, especially when it comes to our immune function. So it supports us with that too. And it also helps modulate our blood sugar. So lots going on with fiber. These are just 5 things that I'm going to unpack. So the first one, it helps us with weight management, which is important when it comes to cancer risk reduction. It helps us with our sense of satiety, but it also helps us with what I consider like an internal workout within our bodies. I'm going to give you an example of that. Say, example, you're eating a slice of bread. So right here on the right, you have an organic, let's say it's an organic, multi-grain, 100-grain bread. And here you've got sprouted flourless bread, 0 flour. As you can see here on the left, the ingredients are just wholesome, intact grains. Now, when you're ingesting this flourless sprouted bread, your body has to go through a workout. It actually has to break through, when you're digesting it, it has to break through these barriers around these grains. And it takes time to do that. Over time, break it down. And what that does is that translates into steadier blood sugar, steadier energy balance. So you're not eating and then crashing. And for anybody who also needs to manage their weight, it supports that. It's not the answer, but it's supportive of that as well. So you're experiencing this internal workout. This right here that has the flour, 100% organic multi-grain bread, your body's going to break it down rather quickly. So in a sense, you might want to think of this as if you needed to get to the 10th floor and one person took the elevator to get there and the other one took the stairs. So they're both going to get there, but one of them yielded a return in that they actually got a workout. And that's one way to describe this. And there are multiple foods that are wholesome that we would be supportive, but I just wanted to give you that example here. Number 2, it can also help remove excess hormones from the body. So when we get enough fiber, more estrogen, more cholesterol, which is another hormone, potential carcinogens get excreted out of the body. So you see here, there's excess estrogen. There's our fiber here, the insoluble and soluble fiber. And it basically latches on to the excess hormones and helps remove it through our stool. When we don't ingest enough fiber, then what happens is that these excess hormones, potential carcinogens, they sit around and hang out for a long period of time and basically get recycled back into our blood system. Number 3, fiber promotes a healthy gut microbiome. When you think about your gut, I want you to think about a garden where things are growing and they're lush and beautiful, well-tended garden. That's what I want you to think about when you think about your gut microbiome. You want to protect that garden, but you need to nurture that garden. So, and gut health is really essential for all of us on multiple fronts. It helps us with hormonal balance. It helps activate phytoestrogen, those plant hormones that are beneficial. It helps them it activates them so that they do a better job in protecting us on the cellular level. It supports our immune system. Lots and lots of benefits there. One way to illustrate it here is that we have these unique fibers known as prebiotic fibers. And prebiotic fibers are those specific fibers that feed, I want you to think of it as fertilizer. It feeds the good bacteria in our gut. And so foods like asparagus, mushrooms, oats, different seeds and grains have these special prebiotic fibers that have direct access into our gut microbiome, and they're really helping this garden grow. And in turn, what happens is they are creating more short-chain fatty acids. And those are what we consider also postbiotics. They actually support our immune function, so our immunity is better. It supports our weight management. It helps reduce body inflammation. And it also helps reduce cancer risk. So we want short chain fatty acid boosting fibers. When we're not eating these fibers, we're basically not nourishing and supporting the friendly good bacteria in our gut, and the bad bacteria kind of takes over. So we've got more of the less favorable bacteria in our gut, and in turn, we get the opposite. Our immune function isn't doing as well. Our weight management becomes more difficult. Inflammation gets increased in the body, and it increases our risk for multiple different cancers. So it's important for us to think about these foods and think about it visually with that garden, because it's helpful for us to know the why when it comes to what we choose to put in our body. So I hope I've encouraged you on that front as well. Number 4, fiber helps modulate our blood sugars. This is important. When I was, in school and we were learning about blood sugar management, it was all about diabetes. Today, it's across the board for all of us. It has a lot to do with our energy balance, and it has to do with cancer risk reduction. So we want to prevent our blood sugars being high, because that causes an increased production of insulin, which in turn increases IGF-1. And insulin growth factor 1 is a pro-inflammatory growth hormone that does stimulate cell growth, and we don't want that. So when we think about fiber, fiber helps us halt this cascade of events. You can't halt it completely, but you want to keep it, you want to modulate your blood sugars. So what you want to do is kind of think about fiber as like a good set of brakes that gets installed onto a car. And that's important. That really is important as well. Last but not least, fiber also strengthens our immune system. I actually got so excited when I learned about this, and it's fascinating to me how these prebiotic fibers known as beta-glucans, what they do is they have a dual function. Number 1, they feed the good bacteria in our gut, like we mentioned. And then number 2, they engage, they travel over to the intestinal wall, and they interact with our immune cells. So it's incredible what kind of an impact fiber also has on our immune system